Hey guys, what is up? So this video I really want to address something that doesn't get talked about that much, and that's about warm-up and mobility. Like, a lot of videos goes about how the workout goes, but they do not go in depth about mobility nor warm-up. First things first, I think about 60, or actually I think about 80% neglect their warm-up and neglect the mobility afterwards, or in front of a training, or maybe just at home. You can do it just when you wake up or whatever. You can do it wherever. Mobility will stick in your system if you keep doing it consistently. So let's get a touch on that. Now that we're on the program, Fitness Culture Programming, if you're interested in it, I will pretty much put it here, what it's called, and you can always enroll. It's programmed by Jacob Hutton, Steve Cook, Sonny Hutton, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, the program is amazing. I've done it before. Then it was under the name of Lean Program. Now it's Fitness Culture Programming, and I'm just making a series on it again. Why? Because I just like it and I like to document it, and I hope I can help you in some way. So starting off first, every single workout now we have a warm-up, and the warm-up that I'm showing right now and that I'm going to discuss is a lower body warm-up. It's a little bit of upper body, but mostly focused on lower body because it was a leg workout. So very first was L-sits. L-sits, hanging L or hanging leg raise, however you may call it. I will show it right now. One thing, I'm not very good at this. My core ain't that strong yet, and my hip flexors, or my hip ain't that flexible. Really, you have to work on this. The reason why this is such a good warm-up is because you have to keep constant tension on your core while keeping your hips flexed, because otherwise you will not be able to raise your legs like that. Also, your quads are in action, and you're using your lats, your shoulders, they're all engaged. So pretty much your whole body is engaged in a static type of exercise. You just hang still and tighten everything for 30 seconds. Okay, right after the L-sits, we did some Cossack squats. Cossack squats are very simple. You're gonna have your feet wide. You can see the positioning right on the video that I'm showing right now. You're gonna stay down and you go to the sideways and sideways, and you're gonna stay as low as possible. Like you have a kind of like a ceiling above the floor. You can't go higher than that. And the whole point is opening your hips, getting your knees not to the inside but push it to the outside, so outwards of your toes on both sides. And when you're on one side, when you're leaning on one leg, the other leg has its toes pointed upwards. The reason for that, it gives a little bit of ankle mobility, and it opens up your hips, warms the hips up. Also a little bit of core, so in general it's very good for lower body warm-up. The next one we're going to discuss are, officially it was groin plate sliders. But we did not do that, we did it on cable, because in my opinion constant tension is just a little bit better than just only pushing. So what do? You set up a cable as low as possible. I'll show you right now. This warm-up exercise really engages the inside of your quad sweep. It's called the adductors, and it gives you more stability throughout workouts. We're gonna have front squats after this, so it gives me a lot of stability and being able to push out, also push in, and just keep your legs where they are supposed to be instead of all wobbly. You can just use this. You can also use the groin plate sliders. That's pretty much putting a plate on the ground and pushing it to the inside, and you'll still be using your adductors. After the adductors, we did some glute bridges. This is great for your hips, firing up the glutes, because really with squats, it's not about pushing from your quads all the time. It's actually pushing your hips forward and flexing those glutes, and able to fire up those glutes and use the hips in a proper way for performing a squat or lunges or whatever. It keeps you a lot more stable, and the mobility within your hips will be a lot better when you go down, and you will not have that many back issues. With that said, moving to the final exercise, we did some explosive jump lunges, explosive lunge jumps. The whole point is trying to jump as high as possible, perform them properly. If you need time to land, switch legs, and then perform another jump. Use your arms with it, so drive yourself upwards. So you're really gonna focus on being explosive and really engaging all the muscles from your quads to your hamstrings to your glutes and also your upper body, because you're really going to try and drive with your arms to jump as high as possible. So this pretty much increases your heart rate, your whole body gets warm from it, and it's pretty a good warm-up to start with in general. For the mobility part after the whole workout, it was very easy. I'm gonna name them first. It's a distracted band couch stretch, a banded pigeon stretch, and a banded hamstring stretch. Very easy. With couch stretch, you see right here, the point is keeping one foot forward, a 90-degree angle on your knees, and keeping one band on the other ankle, and pretty much stretching your quad as far as possible while driving your hips to the front. The stretch is pretty much going to be a quad and your hip flexors a little bit, and try to pull pretty much as hard as you can, but do not try to hurt yourself. Keep yourself like in balance and feel the stretch. It hurts a little bit, but that's pretty much what's needed when you stretch it out. Afterwards, I'm going to show you a few little angles so you can see it better. Afterwards, the pigeon stretch is where you lay in a very uncomfortable position for one leg and one leg to the back. You do not need to stretch the back leg or anything like that. You can just do it as you can see right here. Doing this mobility exercise is really important in my opinion. It really opens up the hips, it stretches a little bit of the quads and the hammies. So try it out, and first of all, do not use the bands. Just go on a pigeon stretch without any bands, and the pressure or the stretch is going to be pretty insane. So work with that first and work your way up with a band and increase the resistance as you go. You can try it out. Followed up by that, everything by the way we did 30 seconds on each leg, so we switched. And the very last exercise was a very simple hamstring stretch where you stand straight, keep your leg as straight as possible and bend forward. The reason for the bend, it pretty much keep your core engaged and your hips engaged, because you need to like keep that in balance instead of falling off to one side. So, and the stretch on one of the legs is going to be bigger than the other, so you switch sides so you do not get any imbalances. And like I said, you can also just start off without the band. Same with the first mobility exercise. Just work your way up to the band as your mobility increases. Okay, right now I'm gonna show like the very heaviest set on my front squat and heaviest set on his leg press. But with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope I informed you and helped you in any way. If that's the case, please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you like the content. I'm gonna crank up as much information as I possibly can, and I also want to keep it a little bit fun, so I want to try vlogging a little bit what I do throughout my life and pretty much talking more in the gym. But sometimes it gets pretty hard because the music is kind of loud there, and a lot of people there kind of like get angry when I film them, or they are in the background, so I do not want to cause any problems. So thank you for watching, subscribe if you like it, and do not forget to press the thumbs up button. Thank you, and I'll see you all the next one.